So after 3 long years, we are back with my dear friend, Mr. Wonderful. So good to see you, Kevin.
So great to be here, Michael. Back in LA, sunny LA, talking watches. And of course, so much has changed in my collection in the last 3 years, and I want to talk to you about it.
I can't
Different
wait.
directions I've gone in, but first, a toast.
A toast.
This is the O'Leary Fine Wines Cabernet Sauvignon, 5 awards, available on QVC.com. I'm shamelessly promoting it because it's so good.
I got to say, he's got me drinking here. I don't drink. Everybody knows I don't drink, and it's actually quite delicious.
Pretty delicious. It's nectar from the nipple of Aphrodite.
To whom you're very well connected.
Yes, thank you. Aphrodite and I were very, very close. Very, very close. She came from the island of Cyprus. I grew up there for a few years. That's where I met her. We were dating for a while, but I don't want to get too far on this thing. Anyways.
He's had too much of his own Cabernet.
There you have it.
What do you got for us?
So I wanted to take you on a little journey since we last met. Remember, Michael, I told you years ago when we first met, it's the dial for me.
All about the dial.
Yeah, I'm not into this heavy tech stuff, and the power reserve and the caliber, this and yada yada yada. I want to know the dial's beautiful, and it's different than the other dial I own because I own a lot of watches.
It's not about the mechanism.
Mechanism?
I'm going to get shot for that. I know it's the movement.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how big your movement is, it's what does the dial look like. That's what matters. So let me take you on a little journey here right out of the gate on something very, very, very new. Now, a lot of people don't know this brand. This is a Credor.
Credor?
Yes, hand-painted in Japan by master enamel painters. It's the Grand Seiko brand. But what's so unique about it is
the dial.
It starts with a white cream enamel and then hand-painted. Every element of that dial is hand-painted. If you look at the edges or the center where the actual dials come through, there's a little less blue enamel, so it looks that it's actually glowing.
It looks purple at the edges.
Exactly. And so this art is done by 6 craftsmen. It's very, very rare. They don't let these watches out of Japan. They're really made for Japanese collectors. I now own 2. I had to go to Tokyo for this one.
Did you change citizenship?
No, but I mean, when you think of the quality, it's a platinum metal, but the dial, remember, I'm a dial guy. This incredible dial is so unique, and I have one that's the white cream, and now this is the blue. It's luminescent, but it's not luminescent from any reason other than the painting is done so beautifully.
Can you buy these out of Japan?
No, not right now, but Grand Seiko, they haven't, well, I can't, there'll be an announcement. This brand is so desired by collectors.
Yes, insider news.
No, I can't say anything. I'll have to.
You already did. You already did.
I know, but then I'll have to kill you. That's the problem. But that's an example of a really, really high. It's high art. Watch collecting is half art, half science. I'll tell you something about Grand Seiko. They came out in the late 1800s. In the 70s, Michael, there was a contest started in Geneva about accuracy of mechanical watches. And they invited the Japanese to compete, thinking they'd just clean their clocks. They lost to them.
Literally.
They lost to them 7 years in a row.
Really?
And canceled the contest.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. How much is this piece?
It's about 65,000 US. There's no aftermarket because no one's ever sold a Credor. They make 6 to 9 of them. Nobody really knows. There's 6 master artists that do it. The waiting list is forever. But if you're a true collector, you can inquire with Grand Seiko about this. But Credor, and here's the other thing I want to tell you about. The steel, when they first started making them with Grand Seiko, but this is now platinum, is so highly polished there's no distortion. And the game is when you pay with your credit card, you can take the edge of the watch and it doesn't distort the numbers.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I know.
I wonder who came up with that with the credit card, right?
Of course, this is the only one ever made with a red band.
Of course.
Because they know I'll be wearing that on Shark Tank in season 16. Staying in that same theme, Grand Seiko is launching, just for the Americas, the Katana. Look at the dial on that. This is a steel watch.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that red, rich tone with a red band, perfect for me.
Very interesting lug design as
and
well.
By the way, these spring drives, you've heard about the spring drive.
Yes, I have.
The accuracy is insane.
Really?
I tell people all the time, if you're getting into entry-level watches, look at Grand Seiko.
How much are these?
6,000, 7,000.
That's
And you're getting a
reasonable,
watch
yeah.
equivalent in quality, in my view, to a Patek.
For real?
Oh yeah, and the accuracy is insane. The polish is amazing. The Japanese are crazy about perfection. And
It's
they're
beautifully
just
made.
not. The brand is not known enough, but it's coming up quickly. This is not Seiko. This is Grand Seiko.
So a lot of the comments on many of my videos, and yes, I do read them, they talk about Grand Seiko and what a wonderful watch it is, and people have asked to see it on the channel. So this is great. Maybe I'll contact them and do some reviews on some of their
I have to
watches.
introduce you to them because they should be involved with you.
I'd love that.
Getting
I'd love
the word
that.
out.
I need a Grand Seiko.
Yeah, Bryce, the
right?
new CEO, came from Omega. He's now leading the charge on the brand. He's amazing. This brand I'm very supportive of because I want entry-level pieces for my followers.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's
it's beautiful. Isn't that beautiful?
There's no need to spend $100,000 to get a fantastic watch.
And Michael, I've been saying for years since I met you, do not borrow money to buy a watch. Do
Never
not do that.
Never.
You should, when you have a great outcome in your life and maybe you get a raise or you close a deal or something good happens, you have a child, you buy a piece. But you never ever go into debt for it. Now we're going to go a little crazy. Let's go really crazy.
I want to see
You
this.
can.
Yeah, I
Pull
want to see
that
this.
out. You know what that is?
Yeah,
It's a one-of-a-kind AP skeleton.
This is
Openworked.
sick.
Yeah.
They made this specially for you, didn't
For
they?
Shark Tank. The red rubies, the red band. Francois was the CEO at the time. They'll never do that again. It took 3 years to make that.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. There's only one of them in the world. I've done a video on this when I actually, met that watch for the first time. I wept. I know that sounds crazy, but it was so magical that it would happen. I'll pull it out this way. And it was just absolutely crazy. Feel how beautiful that is. And let me tell you a story, Michael, about this watch. They offered it to me in steel or platinum, and I immediately said platinum. Same price.
Same price.
Same price. So I started to call around to some of the hardcore collectors of AP, just to check my decision, okay? And I also talked to Paul Boutros at Philips and said, Paul, I have to choose between platinum and steel. And he says, have you talked to the community, the collectors? 100% of them said steel.
I believe that.
Why do you think that is, Michael?
I've asked myself the same question. Lots of watches out there, lots and lots of watches, they're $100,000, $200,000 are steel. And I've always asked myself, why do people pay so much money? It's because of the movement inside. That's what they say, I believe. It's all about the movement. The case is just there to hold the movement. And by putting a precious metal on it doesn't add value to the watch in some collectors' opinions. That's what I've been told. I don't know how accurate that is.
So Boutros said to me, Kevin, when you pass and your wife wants me to auction this watch, if it's not what Genta first designed in the 70s, it will not trade at a premium. If you make it in steel, which is his original vision for what, the Royal Oak was, it'll be priceless. And I said, Paul, that's irrelevant. It's coming into the coffin with me. But he changed my mind, and so did 7 other collectors.
So guys, you can find out where he's buried when he goes.
This is going to be like the pharaohs. You're not going to know where I was buried because that watch is going to be on me, along with a lot of other pieces. I need a lot of watches in the afterlife.
That's funny.
It's crazy.
I love it.
Since I saw you, some other crazy pieces. Patek, as you know, does not let me put red bands on any of their watches, ever. And I have many Pateks, I don't wear them on Shark Tank. When I heard they were going to do the Luce, which is the Patek Rainbow, with a red factory, I went out of my mind.
I'm sure you did.
But my strategy with all the makers, all the brands, is ask once and never ask again.
Really?
Ask once and never ask again.
See, I'm the opposite. I cut them every other day. Like, where's my watch?
I asked once, I never asked again, and when I think it was one of the first ones that came to America, I was so proud to wear it, and I wore it this season, 15 on Shark Tank. It's a beautiful piece, and you know, my wife hounds me for this.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely
it's a
gorgeous.
Factory red Patek.
I can't believe you only call once and leave it be. It's like
I never bug anybody. I say, look, when I call you, it's serious that I want to own it, but if you don't want me to have it, I get it, and I wait. And 99% of the time, the phone rings.
I'm not like that. I'm like, God, give me patience, but hurry up about it.
So wait, that's why we're still waiting.
Right?
Remember, they only did the red bands in Asia for years.
How much was this piece?
I think it was like maybe 160.
It's worth a lot more than that.
Is it? But aftermarket's now crazy on this.
Yeah, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
You know,
Beautiful
I
piece.
don't ask. I'm very fortunate. I don't ask, but that piece, I've had countless offers, primarily from the Middle East, to buy it.
Before we go on,
Yeah.
let's talk about this guy.
Oh, this is the puzzle. I'm proud to show it to you. Isn't that beautiful? You know the story of this watch? The story is insane.
Beautiful.
Watches and Wonder last year, the rumor came out that they were going to make a watch that did not give you the day or the date. Everybody said Rolex would never do that. It's a lie, it's AI, it's not true, it's a joke, it's April Fool's. When I found out it was real, like every other collector, I said, I have to have it. Because it's so whimsical, so interesting, so unique. And I'm a dial guy. Can you imagine the conversations I've had with this piece?
Oh, I can. It's amazing. I've got the baby version. Have you seen this one?
I love that piece too.
So I've got to thank Rudy at Wempe in New York for this, because I begged for this watch. You were with me, Adam, when I begged for this watch.
Look at what Rolex is doing here. They're just going off piece.
Do you know the story of this dial?
No.
So this is called the Celebration dial, and every one of these balloons in here, the color of it represents a dial color that they made the Oyster Perpetual in.
Wow.
And I have the full set, every one of those, and then I have this one that goes in the middle, and then it's complete.
It's a fantastic piece.
So thank you, Rudy.
Thank you, Rudy.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful. But I think now Rolex has gone into a new place. They only shipped 3 of these so far to North America. Demand is insane for this. And look at how small the dial is.
But you know what? It doesn't look small. It's 36 millimeters.
36. Right? My wife wants it. Every woman that sees it wants it, saying, why are you wearing that? I think it looks great.
I do too.
And I'm now wearing 2 watches because I have New York time, LA time. I don't know why I haven't been doing this for years, because how else would I know what time it is in LA, where we are right now?
Everybody should do it.
Thank goodness. Look, it's 10 to 5.
Do you mind if I copy that? I'll start wearing 2 watches.
Yeah, well,
I don't wear any watches, really.
And
But
I've said this before, now that I'm working in the United Arab Emirates, I'm putting one on my left ankle, too.
So basically you have room for 5 watches.
I do. Where's the other one?
Think about it.
Hey, you never know, you might have room for 6.
Okay, let's go crazy on the bling.
All right.
Now, you and I have talked about this 3 years ago. Let's go Eye of the Tiger. Now, you know exactly what this is.
Of course I do.
You know, if you think about men's watches 10, 12, even 15 years ago, no man would wear a blinged out piece like this. This was made for a very, very small sub-market. Today in Miami, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York, in the club scene, flashy and trashy. That's what people want.
Yeah.
And they've gone crazy for this, and while we're at it, let's talk about the rainbow. These are kissing cousins right here.
Beautiful pieces. I love this. I love this piece too.
Yeah. Now that does not have a red band for obvious reasons, so I can't wear it on Shark Tank, but I do wear this. And so I love these pieces. I love what they say. I love men's fashion. The dials are amazing.
Just stunning.
And by the way, capital appreciation on these pieces is crazy.
I know this watch here, well, both of them, they're both like triple, quadruple their retail prices.
Yeah.
So this is the one that was going for over $1 million, right?
was.
With the pavé in the middle.
So I have this one, but I have the pavé down the middle of the band.
Which I love.
Right, and when I bought that watch, everybody laughed at me and said, you're a moron. I bought it like 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever it was, and you couldn't give them away. And now it's one of the hottest watches. They were like $1.5 million at one point.
It's because sports has taken off in terms of players in baseball, basketball, hockey. They all want to wear this to the clubs, particularly the rainbow.
Really?
Most of the offers I get are from sports stars on that watch. Because they're not
So
collectors.
pretty.
You know that, Michael. These
Yeah.
guys are not collectors, but they want that watch.
Right.
And so Rolex doesn't know what to do with them, in my view. I'm not saying, I'm speculating. They say, you want only that piece? That's it?
Right.
That's it. So they have to buy it in the secondary market.
Yeah, because you have to be a serious collector. In fact, interesting, when I bought mine, they couldn't give them away. So
Right.
I just walked in and bought
That's
it.
before,
It's
that's
interesting.
before a blinged out piece was popular with men.
It was before watches were even popular in general. People
Yeah.
couldn't care. You could walk into Rolex and they'd give you a discount. 20,
true.
30% discount.
So the world's changed.
Big time.
Let's go to a brand during the period we were not together has absolutely taken off, Lange. Lange now, this is the Odysseus.
Gorgeous
White gold.
piece.
The Odysseus started in steel, and it was not well received the first few months, then it exploded. Then,
This is the first time I've ever seen one of these in person.
how clean is that dial?
It really is. It's
You know, the
very
Lange
special.
look, German pieces. Something people don't know about these watches is Lange is a stickler for quality. They build the watch twice. They build it, they test it, they take it apart, they put it back together. It adds a huge amount of cost, but collectors pay it. Again, the only one in the world with a red band on it.
And this is from the factory.
Factory, yeah. Factory red. And again, worn in Shark Tank season 15. I love this style. It's so clean. You know,
How much is this watch, Kevin?
I hate to say this, but I forget what I paid for it. I think it was around 60 or 70,000.
And Lange's are now selling for considerably over
Yeah.
their...
Well, I got you hooked on Lange.
Yes, you did. You cost me a fortune.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I bought my sight work because of you.
Yeah, but that's also a unique piece.
It is.
Lange is known for its incredible dials, taken from the clean look of watchtowers hundreds of years ago. Very easy to read the time and date, day. I mean, and just beautiful masterwork.
So what do you think of German-made versus Swiss-made?
So isn't that a great question?
Yeah.
And so you think about snob collectors just 5 years ago talking about, oh, it's Italian Panerai, oh, it's Lange German.
Or
It-
Japanese, Seiko, Grand Seiko.
And I mean, that is a huge mistake because the Japanese made watches before the Swiss did. And so I find it humorous. And the reason you would start to collect these other pieces is you run out of runway on Swiss watches after a while. You've got all your Rolexes, you've got all your Pateks, you're just knee deep in APs. Where do you go?
It's true.
Where do you go?
Glashütte is another brand that comes out of Germany.
Yeah.
Fabulous watch.
Yeah, and
Fabulous watch.
why you wouldn't expand your horizons? It doesn't mean you can't not love your original three horsemen, as I call them. But Lange, in the last 5 years, I mean, and other brands, we've talked about Vacheron, for example, look what happened there.
They're Swiss.
Yes, but it also was not a known big brand in North America. Now it's
It's skyrocketed.
through the
Absolutely.
roof.
Yeah.
And then there's the indies. Well, I'm not sure I can call Journe an indie anymore. Let's talk about it.
Kind of an indie, right? You're wearing one.
I've got 3 here. Oh, I've got 4. This is number 6 of 10 for the New York boutique Centigraphe. This measures 100th of a second. It's a crazy watch.
How does it do that?
It's a plunger, and it's not wound right now, but it actually goes. I mean, it's incredible to actually make a mechanical piece that can do that. I mean, think about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's very crazy. And that's the madness of Journe, or the genius. I mean, what do you say when you think about that? I'm going to tell you a story I've not told anybody. I saw this piece, I fell in love with it. And I said to the manager of the store, I'd like to buy that piece. And they said, it's not possible, Kevin. You're not a Journe collector. You're not a collector. And the only people that get these pieces are collectors that have a minimum of 3 watches from Journe. And we only make 900 pieces a year. And I said, you know I'm a collector. You know I'm a collector. Please sell me that watch. It can't be done. We can't breach the trust of all the rest of the Journe Society members. I went to the Journe dinner that night. I met all the members. I fell in love with the crazy people there, these collectors from all around the world. I went back in the morning and said, listen, what's it going to take that I can buy that watch? You have to buy 3. and that'll be your fourth. I said, I'll buy 4 at once. I don't think Journe has ever sold anybody 4 watches in one day. I'm the guy.
And you did that to get this?
To get that. And I'm so proud. It was one of my best investments ever. I bought them out of the Miami boutique. They'll never do that again. But you can see some of my Journes. This is the Chronomètre Bleu, Putin's watch.
You should be holding that.
Look at that. Here's another Journe. Look at that Journe. I mean, these are incredible dials. So I collect a lot of Journe now. I'm very proud of them.
This one that you're holding here, I forget the name of it.
Élégante.
Élégante. Very, very sought after.
So this was their entry-level piece. I think the price in the early days was, I can't even remember. It might have been 17,000.
Yeah, it was under 20,000.
Now they're 50 grand.
I know. Very short, and you can't get it.
By the way, this is a quartz watch.
It's quartz?
Yeah. Let me tell you a story about this watch.
It's quartz for 50
It's a quartz
grand?
watch, and it falls asleep after 20 minutes. It only needs 1 battery for your whole life because it sleeps at night. And it remembers what the time is. When you pick it up, it goes to the time again to within a millisecond. So I was talking to FP about it, and the President of the United States, Pierre. I said, everybody in the world wants one of these Élégantes. Why don't you mass produce this quartz watch? Instead of hoarding them and only doing a few hundred a year, make 15,000, and that'll be the entry level for the brand. Here I am as the marketing genius, telling them what to do.
Thinking royalties.
Yeah, and you know what he said to me? No.
And you never asked again.
I never asked again.
Yeah, you didn't want to know why.
I mean, I get it, but
It's clever because the demand.
it's insane.
If you saturate the market,
It's insane. Of all my Journes, this is my entry level. I wear it more than any of my other watches. It's so beautiful. And people stop me and say, what is that?
So just to explain about
and
that
a
sleep
quartz
function.
watch with an open back and decorated. That is
Proud
really
to show off the
So
quartz
this
battery.
sensor senses motion here, this open. It senses motion. If you put it down for 20 minutes, it just goes to sleep. And it uses a tiny micron of electricity to remember the time. And then when you pick it up, it moves back to where you left off. Now my wife has one completely pavéed with diamonds, because when she saw it, she said, this is mine. I said, no, no, I can't give you my watches. She said, I need one. And I got her one for her birthday. It's her favorite watch.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is.
So
And
how
there's a-
quickly do the hands go back? Do they snap to?
No, they don't snap. You actually watch them.
That's
and if, you know, if
amazing.
it's up to 11 hours. It figures out which is the lowest use of energy to get back to the time. Which direction does it go?
So clever.
That's brilliant.
And only 1 battery for your whole life.
Wow.
That's it. I mean, you know, and people that see it say, I have to have one. And remember, the message from FP himself, no.
I love the accent. No.
But going back to our conversation earlier about watches not having to be hundreds of thousands of dollars to be interesting, to be talking pieces, that's a prime example right
Perfect example. Perfect example.
So let's go to something you know well, Michael, the Meteorite Rolex Daytona. Each one's different. It's sliced from a meteor rock. I saw it first in white gold, but I prefer a yellow gold to this. This is an extraordinary piece. They stopped making them.
It's so sad that they stopped making them,
Yeah,
right?
it is. But, you know, when you think about all the different varieties of Daytonas, that's really extraordinary. And I think with a red band, it really pops on the gold. That will be featured in season 16 of Shark Tank. Again, I don't think you'd see it with a red band anywhere.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty watch. That's a very, very
It's
pretty
beautiful,
watch.
isn't it?
You know, I'm thinking, I'm not going to copy you with the red bands. Maybe I'll put like orange. Some of my watches. Or
You get a color, yeah.
blue. I like blue.
You do like
Yeah,
blue.
Blue.
And
It's a
then
good-
I want to
it's a
show you
good
something that I
theme.
think a brand that you and I have never talked about. I'm not sure who put me onto this. This brand, I know who did, a collector in the United Arab Emirates. This is the first watch, the Grenchen, that went to the South Pole. It's a dive watch.
It's called a what? A Gretchen?
Yeah, it's a dive watch. It's an extraordinary dial, the green dial. It's beautiful. It's got heritage. It's a brand that fell out of favor for decades and has been brought back in the last 10 years. You've never seen one before.
I never heard of it.
I know, but I wear it now because it's a new, I have no dial like it. I have no dial like it.
It's one of those moments where I wish I had that magnifying glass, right? Or glasses.
But I mean, you can't even read the
It's
brand.
dark green.
Yeah, it's dark green. But do you love the look?
It looks like it looks a bit like an Amiga, doesn't it? Like a Speedmaster.
Sort of.
Not a large dial.
But 39, is it?
Yeah, 38, 39, but very intriguing. You know, sort of, what is it, right? What is it? But
Pretty
remember,
watch, right?
The first watch ever to make it to the South Pole.
It also looks vintage.
It's very vintage
Yeah.
because they kept the old style. Remember,
Right. The
in
color of the
50s they
hands.
the 50s they did these, you know.
And how much are
trips.
these?
Not expensive. I think that thing was less than $6,000.
So what a contrast. You've got like $600,000 and you've got
But
$6,000.
Michael, have I been true to you about dials? I've said I don't care what
Always.
they cost.
Always.
I want something unique. I don't care what they cost.
So I'm the same way. I don't care about the movements as long as it tells the time pretty accurately. I don't care if it's a couple of seconds out of date. It doesn't
Clearly,
matter.
you wear a Rolex.
They're actually pretty good.
But does it tell a story?
And what does it look like? How does it make you feel when you wear it? That's
Yes.
I buy a watch based on the
Exactly.
look. Does this look cool? Probably 90% of watch people wouldn't wear this or what you're wearing because they'd laugh at it, right? But to me, to you, these are very, very special, and it's about the
And
emotion.
every watch has something about why I bought it, when I bought it, what deal I did, what happened. I mean, something that reminds me.
And do you know what else? The community of people that share the same passion
Oh my goodness.
is what it's all
Yeah,
about to me
my,
as
my,
well.
My friends around the world because of watch collecting are insane. I mean, all around the community, I'm so proud to be part of. I
Right.
love it. I love it. I brought a watch that I think we should have a moment of almost silence for because during our tenure, during the pandemic, we weren't together. They stopped making the 5711 Patek Philippe. Remember this?
Of course.
This is probably the most famous.
The Grail watch.
Yes. And then you did a piece recently on the Tiffany stamp of this.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
So there's 148 of these with a Tiffany blue with a Tiffany stamp. This watch is legend beyond legend beyond legend in watchmaking, but also the gentle design. A steel piece, a steel watch.
And you know what's, this is so gorgeous. You know what's so sad? Nowadays, there are so many people making replicas of this.
Right.
They're even taking the authentic watch, changing the dial.
I know, it's a crime. It's a crime against humanity.
It's crime. And there's a way actually to fight that now. There's a website, Digital Watch Vault, where you can...
Great to bring that up.
Yeah, you can
to authenticate
search.
it.
Yeah, you can authenticate, or you check to see if it's authentic. You run the serial number. It tells you if it's counterfeit, if it's modified, or etc. etc. It's a brilliant thing. Everybody should register their watches on it, and everybody should check their watches.
Yes.
To make sure they're not stolen
It's a
before they
great
buy
platform for that. It makes a lot of sense. The world's been waiting for something like that.
it. I know.
Because that's exactly the reason. This watch is probably one of the most ripped off ever.
It's also one of the most stolen. That and
Right.
Rolex. You know, it's.
No, I know. So that you can also check if it's been stolen, right, on that
Yeah,
site?
you absolutely can.
So, Michael, you bring up a great point. You know, I traveled here today to Los Angeles to meet with you to do one of our legendary videos. I brought 17 pieces. I hand selected them out of the vault. Now, while they're out of the vault, I need to insure them because I don't want to insure, you know, watches that are under the streets of Zurich or Geneva or Miami or wherever they are because I have them all over the world. These, and that's why I created wondercare.com. It's an insurance program where you take a picture of your watch with your phone, insure it for just the days that you're out of the vault.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
And you can decide all year or not. It's about 1.5% of either the replacement cost or the purchase price. You decide. And we basically insure it for you digitally.
So, for example, I have my watches. They all stay in the bank vault.
You don't need it.
They're all insured, and they're insured in the bank vault. It's not someone's going to have to break the bank vault open,
Right.
and I'm wasting that money. So I could basically just take a watch out
Yeah.
and insure it for the time where I'm wearing it on my wrist.
Exactly. When you're on the road, we're in a hotel in Los Angeles here, I want these watches insured for, in my case, replacement value, which is a lot for these pieces.
Right, of course.
And when I take them back to the vault, 2 days, I'll turn the insurance off. I can do it right on my phone. Wondercare.com.
So basically, you sign up, and then if you're going out, you go online and say, I'm going
This
out.
watch tonight I want insured. And you say replacement value or purchase price. And I would say in many of these cases I want replacement value.
That insurance needs to be on Digital Watch Vault as well, because they talk to each other.
We should partner up on that.
Absolutely,
Makes
I think
a lot
that
of
would be
sense.
absolutely brilliant.
But I think about this piece. We talk about these iconic watches, and this is one of them. But really, during the period of the pandemic, they stopped making them, and the value went through the roof.
It's
But
crazy.
It's steel. It's not gold. It's not platinum. It's not titanium.
And again, going back a few years, this watch you couldn't give it away,
I know.
and now you know it costs a house.
So I think the journey of discussing all of this, and with only 2 pieces left to talk about, I remember if I showed you this, but it's a Patek World Timer, one of my favorite dials. There's certain iconic watches in a collection that I think are important. I think a World Timer in Patek is very, very important. I covet the piece. I wear it all the time. It's beautiful. The 175th anniversary
Heavy.
version.
It's white gold.
Yeah.
Oh, platinum.
And that's probably, when you think about the iconic look of a Patek, of the hundreds of years that the brand's been around, that's one of the looks. And I tell people all the time, when you buy a brand, just don't buy the dive watch or the sport watch. Go back in the history and find the dials that made the brand what it is. And that's certainly the case with the World Timer. And lastly, and I thought I'd end on this, because of all the watches I wear, the steel white-faced Daytona.
It looks so much better than on the steel bracelet. It looks great like
It's a red band. That's a Shark Tank version of it. But Michael, what is it about this watch?
It's just
It's
special.
not even the most expensive Rolex. What is it about a steel white-faced Daytona that makes it the most coveted watch of all Rolexes? Every mother wants to buy their graduating son out of college a steel white-faced Daytona. Why? What is it?
I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love
What
it.
is it about that watch?
I don't know.
I can't answer it
I
myself.
can't answer it. Do you know?
It's just iconic, isn't it?
It's beyond iconic.
I was waiting.
Of all the watches I wear when I go to a grocery store, recently in Miami, Fresh Market, I've got my cart. She sees the watch. She says, Kevin, I've been trying to buy that watch for 2 years for my son graduating as an engineer. He's graduating as an engineer. Please sell me the watch. Please sell me the
You
watch.
gave one of these away
For charity.
For charity, I remember.
Yeah.
At
At the Philips auction, it went for $68,000 to Dr. Solomon's charity for medical research in Boston. But
That's
now
fantastic.
I can't get another one.
So the one that I have, I waited a long time for it, and when it came, the papers were dated my birthday.
Wow.
How about that, right? That's irreplaceable.
So I think it's a great way to end on the idea that of all watches in the world, and there's so many great pieces, what is it about the steel white-faced Daytona, the Rolex Daytona?
Let us know in the comments, because I know everybody wants
I would
this
love
watch.
to hear from you.
Yeah.
Tell us why you think of all these watches, there are people that would say, I'll take that. If I offered all, you know what, let's have any one of these watches to you, any one of these watches to any of you, which one would you take? In the comments, which one would you take?
I think this is going to win.
You think the one-of-a-kind AP?
I think that's going to win. I think this and this will be a joint second.
What
and
a
I think
great
this will be
contest.
third.
Any one you want, you tell me what it is, but I bet you a ton of them. Remember, sometimes it's not about the money. It's not about the money. Sometimes it's about the dial.
It should never be about the money with a watch.
Yeah.
It should be what makes you feel good. It's all about what makes you feel good. You can spend $100 or $1 million.
I'm dying to see what people say. In your comments on this video, pick your watch.
Yeah.
Which one would you pick, Michael? I want to know.
Which
'Cause
one would you
I
pick?
genuinely don't know.
So that's a good one. So I have this one. I have this one.
Don't forget the one, it's number 6.
I want this one, but I don't have it. Which one would I take?
Number 6 of the Journe, New York.
I take this one.
Oh, he was
would?
always
Yeah,
there. He was always there.
I take
because
this
it's the
one.
only one in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
only one in the
how
world.
how fun is that to have
Yeah, it's the only one
one
in the
of
world.
one, right? They'll never duplicate this
And
watch,
they'll never duplicate
and
it.
it's gorgeous.
And they're never
right?
going to make
It's-
one-of-ones anymore. It's just, it's too expensive to make.
Let's see a different taste. What would you pick, Adam?
Adam, it's your choice.
Surely this is an easy guess.
You
Which
take this.
is it?
Nope.
You wouldn't?
Nope. I don't think either of you will get it. And it's actually because
You take this.
there you go.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, he'd take this.
Do you know why?
What are you, a sick puppy?
So I long time ago, it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Longer.
Was it longer? I got Adam a watch, and we went in a watch store. He could pick anything he wanted. He picked a Panerai because he loved it.
So you don't give a
No.
It's just
No.
the dial for you.
No, that's
A
wonderful.
true watch connoisseur.
Yeah,
That makes me feel very good because most people say I don't have any taste.
but he's not out to prove anything to anybody.
Right.
Do you want to hear something even more crazy as to why I like that watch?
Do tell.
So Seiko, when Seiko and Grand Seiko parted ways, Seiko came out with the Prospex range.
Yes.
Which has sort of somewhat filled in that
With
void.
the heavy polish and all.
Correct,
Right.
yeah. They have a watch called the Alpinist.
Yes.
I don't know if you're familiar with
Yes,
that
I
watch.
am.
It has the green dial on it.
Yeah.
It has the same large arrow hands.
Right.
And I love that watch, and it's very simple. As soon as you pulled that out, that's what I thought
You
it
know
was.
why they have these large hands? In a snowstorm in the Antarctic, even at night you can see it. That's
Really?
why they did that. When you're desperate to hang on to life and you're freezing, this watch still worked.
That's
And
brilliant.
it doesn't have a screw down crown. I mean, it's remarkable. It has plungers and it still works.
What's the red on the dial? I can't see from here. There's a little red quarter. Is
Yes.
that a power reserve?
No, it's just a little marker on the dial. It's remarkable.
It adds character for no reason whatsoever,
Yep.
but that's what makes it unique.
No, it's. I mean, I'm not surprised that you've said that, but I imagine. I can't wait for our viewers to criticize the crap out of you.
They always do.
They
Kevin.
will. They will.
They always do.
They will.
But I think we've had a hell of a journey today.
This has been brilliant,
And it's
Kevin.
been very broad across styles. Every single dial is unique here, and I think it's really the way I collect, and a good representation of what I love. And I'm proud of all these pieces. And Michael, it's been great to get together again.
Thank you
in your
so
hometown
much.
of Los Angeles. We do not have a pandemic currently.
We do not. No masks.
And
no,
we're
no
back
tests.
in action.
Right?
It's great.
This is so nice of you. Went to a lot of trouble. Kevin brought these specifically and specially just for this
I
video.
hand carried these, and I had a
And,
good eye on them. Believe me.
I imagine.
I mean, there's a lot of watch in this box.
Yeah, and irreplaceable.
Oh, most of them, yeah.
Kevin.
Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you
One
so
more
much.
sip of the fine O'Leary Fine Wine Cabernet Sauvignon, available on QVC.com. Fantastic price. Shipping is included.
And with that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow Kevin, and that's it. Cheers.